Okay, we have to assure you right now that although it already feels like we're about a month into 2018, it's only day 4 or 5, depending on when you're watching this video. Logan Paul filmed a dead body. Donald Trump is fighting with his ex, Steve Bannon. There's a nuclear dick measuring contest going on. And now there's this.
I feel like that southern guy who drives a Lincoln in that movie about the space.
Attorney General and part-time Keebler elf, Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions III, is taking away the just one of the few good and pretty much bipartisan, universally loved things that we had going for us, especially here in California, specifically for 2018, and that is legal marijuana.
Come on, man.
Be cool about it.
Has it really come to this? Yes. Despite a rapidly evolving acceptance of taxed marijuana use, which has become fully legal recreationally in 6 states officially, with 2 more starting sales soon, and another 20 or so where it's legal for medicinal purposes. Despite all that, Jeff Sessions, the very unfortunately named Jeff Sessions, has announced plans to roll back the previous established direction via 4 Obama administration memos that generally barred weed prosecutions in states where it was legal for both recreational and or medicinal purposes. Basically, hey, we know the laws don't sync up here, but maybe don't waste the DEA's time on that and go after, I don't know, the cartels or some shit.
Yeah, they did it. They did go after illegal grow operations and sales operations, which makes sense. But hey, you know what? The states decided that this is fine. They're making tax money off of it. We can look the other way. Anyways, according to the Associated Press report via a memo that he sent out to the nation's federal prosecutors, the Attorney General's new stance will, quote, let federal prosecutors where marijuana is legal decide how aggressively to enforce long-standing federal laws prohibiting it. And, you know, he had also previously stated through the Justice Department that the previous administration's memos regarding legal pot created a safe harbor for marijuana sales that are federally illegal. Bad.
He also said that he was okay with the KKK till he found out they liked marijuana.
And I'm sure some good people.
Oh man, this story's giving me the vapors. It should certainly be noted, this is the same Jeff Sessions who likened marijuana to heroin last year while speaking to federal, state, and local law enforcement, adding that it was, quote, only slightly less awful, and that he was, quote, astonished to hear that we can solve our heroin crisis by legalizing marijuana so people can trade one life-wrecking dependency for another.
Oh my. No. Yeah.
I'm sure that anyone watching our show is already well aware that there has never been a fatal overdose of marijuana.
0.
Even with that dab stuff that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can have an existential crisis.
Anytime you need a blowtorch. No thanks.
Yeah.
I'll stick
I'd rather
with
not
what I
have.
know. You mean you've been carrying that blowtorch around all day in a duffel bag just waiting to whip it out at this party?
Blowtorch-related deaths, we're not sure. But
you just can't. Is it a special type of nail that you
hey, you guys want to do some dabs? We can do 2 things, guys. We can have some dabs, or we can have what are the fucking little cakes called?
Space cakes?
No. Oh, what is it
I don't
called?
know what you're talking
Oh, no. Okay, I got the joke now. Okay.
Oh, creme brulee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, listen, guys. We have 2 options here. We can do some dabs, and then when we're done with that, we can make some creme brulee. It's going to be a great sesh.
why not?
A great sessions.
But yeah, even with the ridiculous concentrations of marijuana you can now easily acquire via whatever they wax concentrates or whatever. Even with that, no one's ever died.
Yeah.
There's never been a fatal overdose of marijuana, and that a peer-reviewed Journal of American Medicine study found that there was, in fact, evidence which showed that medical cannabis laws are associated with reductions in fatal opioid overdoses. We got a lot of people dying from fentanyl in this country.
Yeah. And
Just looking for some pain relief. Fentanyl?
What are you doing?
Fentanyl kills people.
Yeah.
Marijuana never has killed a
you
single
can't even
person.
touch that stuff without dying.
It's true.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's plenty of other things to consider as well. A great argument on the other side of the aisle for conservatives would be the fact that this is a violation of states' rights, which is something that most conservatives are big proponents of.
Until they don't like what it's being referenced to.
This new direction would make it easier for the federal government to overrule the laws of any state who has decided to pass laws specific to their state. It goes against what they stand for publicly and what a lot of them campaign on, including Trump himself, who previously claimed that he would leave it up to the states. That's a stance that he completely flip-flopped on today, as told by his press secretary when asked about the topic after the memo from the Justice Department was made public. Here's 2 clips.
saying he would use federal authority to shut down sales of recreational marijuana in states like Colorado.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, no.
You wouldn't let him?
No.
Even if you picked him as
Well, I
agent?
don't know. I mean, you're asking me. I wouldn't do that, no.
Yeah. So you think Colorado should be able to do what it's doing?
No, I think it's up to the states, yeah. I'm a states person. I think it should be up to the states, absolutely.
Questions for you first. Does President Trump see marijuana as a state's issue or a federal issue?
The president believes in enforcing federal law. That would be his top priority.
Another thing to consider is the contribution that the tax on marijuana makes to the states that have legalized it. It is no small amount. It was reported last July that in Colorado, one of the first states to fully legalize recreational bud, their local education system had up to a $300 million boost in funding thanks to taxes on marijuana. People buy the weed, the taxes go to the government gives it to the schools.
They're building new schools.
It's great.
Yeah. They're updating their schools.
Over in Washington State, or up there in Washington State, Canada, they collected $472 million in marijuana taxes between 2016 and 2017 and are projected to take in more than $730 million during this year. Tax money that didn't exist before, which will be spent on programs like medical care for low-income residents of the state, community health centers, substance abuse prevention and treatment, and they're also looking into taking a portion of it for the local schools as well.
What do we do with all this money?
To be clear, marijuana existed in all these places.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Now it went
People were
recreational.
buying it, and the government was getting nothing. Now they're buying it, and the government's getting hundreds of millions of dollars.
Financially, it makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Now, our home state of California, which this is a real shock to us just 4 days in, but we just legalized it for recreational use after years of medicinal use on the 1st. California, as a state, is projecting $1 billion in extra income thanks to marijuana taxes. And we even reported last year on Weekly Weird News about how the Republican governor of Nevada declared a state of emergency after pot went legal in their state because there were immediate shortages due to its overwhelming popularity. Now, okay, to be clear, the proper term is apparently statement of emergency, and him putting out a statement of emergency would have allowed their tax department to expand the pool of distribution applicants for recreational pot. We just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's still
Very funny.
They still took immediate emergency legal action to override a bunch of rules.
What do you mean you can make a bunch of money on this stuff?
What? What the fuck? I love weed now.
Yeah.
So what does this news mean for all of us right now? Well, as of right now, pretty much nothing, because we haven't seen the repercussions of this yet, nor do we have any idea how aggressively the federal government, specifically the individual federal judges in all these places, are going to crack down on the state's rights to sell legal marijuana. The immediate effect will be for the people directly involved in the industry of cultivating and selling the product, because they will be the ones facing the government and putting their livelihoods on the line if the feds just decide to come knocking.
Hey, you know what I want to live in? A constant state of fear that
Which
my entire...
they have been. They were for fucking years
Yeah.
under the Bush administration and the first couple years of the Obama administration. They're just going back. Anyway,
They're going to need to smoke their own weed to cure the anxiety that they have.
It's true. They're
caused
going to be
by-
getting high on their own supply, which is rule number one.
That's rule number one.
Don't do that.
This is bad.
But yeah, so yeah, that whole adding a whole bunch of anxiety to this new industry, that's going to hinder the expansion of legal pot shops. It's going to hinder the tax projections for a state like ours, who was definitely counting on a big influx of new tax dollars to spend.
Jerry Brown was like, all right, let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You can just call up a place right now and a car will be here. It's like Uber for weed. Mm-hmm. It's great.
It's like Uber for blank.
Yeah.
God, we need to stop saying that.
No, we need to go pitch a fake product to someone and get a bunch of money for saying it. It's
true.
like Uber for trash cans. What are you gonna do if there's no trash can? You call a trash can, the trash can comes to you, you throw it away instead of littering.
Yeah.
Littering and
Get a bunch
smoking
of,
the reefer.
Get a bunch of big trucks, and when you get too much trash in your house, you're like, what do I do with all this trash?
It's crazy.
Oh my God, I'm gonna call up Uber for trash, and they're gonna come right to my door. Take those cans, put it in their car, take the trash away. It's a great idea. Big if true.
I think we might be high.
Yeah.
Listen, this just doesn't make any damn sense to us, and it seems pretty fucking pointless, especially when you consider just how ubiquitous the acceptance of marijuana has been over the years that we've been alive.
Yeah.
Alcohol kills, smoking kills, gambling can ruin lives. All of these are regulated businesses which operate just fine.
Yeah, also,
It's possible to regulate this and put a sin tax on it and make money from it.
Yeah.
And people are, you would assume, will be able to use it responsibly. Still, against all those other things, marijuana still never fatally overdosed someone.
Also, if you're
driving while high, you know what? I'm against it. Don't do it.
But
getting high on your own supply, don't do it.
Look, if this
Unless you bought the supply.
This administration is gonna be so fucking paranoid about cartels coming into America and raping and murdering.
This
and
instantly
shit.
gets rid of all of their power.
You know how those people make money? Fucking drugs, you idiot! You're just handing them new business. God. Jeff?
What are you doing, Jeff? The stigma that Jeff Sessions and his Justice Department have against weed, they're completely outdated, out of touch, and they will be on the wrong side of history. He's merely building a tiny speed bump. Well, thank God, sparkling water's still legal.
Yeah.
You little cottonmouth?
A little bit.
He's just building a little speed bump for us. But listen, just for right now, yeah. That's kind of dangerous. You get an apple at least. Let's just sit back, relax, light up a completely legal joint, and just wait for this to play out, I guess. I mean, there's nothing we can really do. It's just ridiculous. Anyways, guys, if you're going to be at PAX in San Antonio, Texas next weekend, we are going to be at a bar called Howl at the Moon, right on there on Riverwalk. We're going to be there all day Saturday, starting at like noon. We're going to be doing a live show of ETC Live. We're going to be doing some games with ETC Party Time live. So we want you to come out there. If you're going to be at PAX next Saturday, Howl at the Moon, we're going to be there all day. Come say hi. You don't need a PAX badge to get in. We'd love to see you there. Watch our other episodes from this week, and we will see you very shortly. Now go smoke your joint while you still have time.
Smoke while you can.
Smoke them while you got them.
Stock up.
Beauregard's coming for your stash.